Hi, I'm Donna,
And I'm Will.
and this is Journey with Donna and Will. Today we're going to talk about ancestry and our research. To begin, the reason why we were interested in it, for me, my interest came from family members, specifically my dad and my mom, talking about how they grew up, where they grew up, and family members.
Yeah, for me, my interest in census data and genealogy stems basically from the fact as we're getting older, we have adult children, and we're starting to lose some of the elders in the family. So it's just my interest is increasing because I would like to know more about our past and try to get more information before we lose some of our elders and older family members, and try to learn from that and share that with our children. So,
Also, I was interested in the program Roots, and I've always wanted to find my connection, my Kunta Kinte, back in Africa. Also, we always watch Skip Gates,
yeah, finding your roots.
Finding Your Roots, and we find those episodes very interesting too. So, we want to share with you some research facts um, that we came across that we think will be very helpful for anyone who is trying to also do their research.
So it's good to know that the U.S. Census started in 1790.
African Americans were only listed by age, sex, and race, whether they were black or mulatto, until 1870, the next census that came after the emancipation.
Unfortunately, in 1890, the census records were lost due to a fire. So the fire occurred at the Department of Commerce in Washington, D.C. So a lot of genealogical records, unfortunately, were lost.
They release census records every 72 years. So, for example, next year is 2022, and if you subtract 72 years from that, they will be releasing the 1950 census at that time. Currently, in 2021, we only have 1940 census available.
And also, another important basic fact to understand when you're doing your family research is that the U.S. birth records started around 1902.
Also, the death records started around 1910. Um, so those are just some important facts to know about when you're doing the research. Some places that you might want to look or start when you're doing your research is talk to family members. Especially like Will said, some of our older family members as they are getting older, you definitely want to get in contact with them. A lot of times, what we've been doing is recording our conversations with them. Just pull out your phone and start talking about the history of the family and get it on record. Of course, online websites such as Ancestry.com are available. Ancestry can cost a fee, but you can also use FamilySearch.org and also Google. The way that I utilize it, FamilySearch.org is free. So I use that information and I update it in an Ancestry.com account, and that allows them to give me hints and leaves um, that I can utilize to continue my research. You can also go to cemeteries where your relatives might be. I had an opportunity to go to, on my father's side, a great grandmother, And on the plot, it gave her maiden name, which I hadn't found online. So that was very helpful, so I could continue my research on her side. Years ago, the maiden name was not listed. Sometimes, a lot of times on death certificates, they are listed. But if they're not, there's information that you can find at the cemetery and on tombstones that are helpful.
Yeah, cemeteries, I agree, are very a good place to find family information, especially ones associated with an organization like a church or some other entity taking care of the cemetery. So you can get additional information from the church.
So libraries are good, especially if you can go to the local library where your ancestor lived. We found it very helpful. The archives that they have at these local libraries give you a lot of information. And I know you found a lot of information.
Yeah, we went to library archives in Franklin, Tennessee. So we were able to find a lot of information on my grandfather's side of the family under the Khan name. And the staff there was very helpful in helping us locate records. So they have a database with records you can print out, or they can send them to you through a link. You can click on them, download them, and plus we still have the contacts from the folks there. And
So those are just some of the places that you can look. Your family members, online with Family Search, cemeteries, libraries, archives, Freedmen's Bureau for African Americans. So we just wanted to provide that type of information for you. Okay. All right, so I'm Donna,
I'm Will.
and this was Journey with Donna and Will, and we'll see you in our next episode. Thanks for watching.